Alright, people of the world, this is GTAraj without my light on. And tonight, I'm switching my light around a little bit. Just so I can see the freaking stats on my screen. I just got scarred for life. Sorry, chat. Anyway, I've just shifted my light around so I can see the fucking stats on my screen. However, we'll be doing a bit of GPU testing tonight to see if this graphics card can handle the stream load plus fully loaded Forza Horizon 5. I already know how it performs without the environment being the highest quality. The step down though. However, I wanted to see what it would be like on a stream load. Because, believe it or not, using NVIDIA Broadcast to do the whole camera thing, and then on top of that, streaming puts a load on both the CPU and the GPU. So keep it in mind, we are 1080p max with a stream load on top of us. And the graphics card is also overclocked. So keep it in mind, for me to make this work on my 3070, I would have had to have turned a few settings down first and foremost. And then, I would have had to... Even then, I would have still been around 1080p, 80 frames a second at lower settings. So, on average, we're about, what, 40, 50 FPS higher? I wonder just how far I can overclock this graphics card. Because keep it in mind, this is 90% utilization on the maximum of 92 right now. Maximum of 94, 95. We are not fully saturating this graphics card. We are hitting 53 degrees Celsius. I mean, I could lower that a little bit. Because I've got base mounted fans. In the case. But, no. Forza Horizon 5 is one of those games I have a love-hate relationship with. I specifically stopped streaming it because of how bullshit the game was. And still is. I could have done with that RX-7 though. What? Sylvia? Sell that. Bad garage, I'm keeping that. Why would you say new car collected? So we're going to be playing with the stats up. Let's see. When you see tech enthusiasts run these cards, they have a specific test bench for them. But there's nothing really there that speaks about the creator side of things. Like, for example, a streamer or a content creator. Like, if you had a setup like mine, what's the kind of FPS you would theoretically get from an RTX 5070 combined with 32 gigs of RAM and a Ryzen 9 5900X overclocked to 5.1 gigahertz? 5.1 gigahertz. It'll boost it a core or two under load, as you can see in my stats. But we are using 20 gigs of RAM. We have 12 gigs left. Although I imagine this is such a smooth experience. Like outside of streaming, right? We were easily hitting my VSync cap, because I had VSync on for a while, and the game was just shooting up to 170 frames per second. So the stream load plus NVIDIA broadcast is kneecapping me a little bit, because my FPS are around 130. It is variable, but it is around 130, give or take. So it is a very interesting scenario that I'm in. Fucking storm much? Oh, I'm not equipped for storms! So for context, the graphics settings alone. Preset custom high, extreme on, low for motion blur, because motion blur is terrible, you should not be using it. It's a bad example. Everything else is on the highest setting you could possibly put it on. We also have MSAA at 8x. If we turn that off, we could see a substantial frame jump. Yeah, it's not having much of an impact on us overall. But this is a game you absolutely do not need DLSS for. This game runs just fine on older hardware. You too can hit your grand 1080p 60 FPS no problem with 5-year-old hardware. Because this game, while it looks beautiful and has issues, it is well optimized. You could more than likely still do 1080 60 with a 1080 Ti. In fact, you can. The 1080 Ti is losing driver support to the point that NVIDIA is just going to kill it. And it has no reason to. The card still holds up for 1080 60 today. And that is just insane. Now, the whole point of this stream was for me to find out what I could get away with in terms of being live, in terms of frame-wise. The only difference is the environment quality is at its highest, because I forgot to change it when I was setting everything up during my initial testing. So off of stream with my environment texture and geometry set to ultra, and everything else at its max except for motion blur. MSA was 8x. I was getting around 100. I was getting 170 on average. That is just fucking wild. We're drawing about 163 watts, give or take. I did recently replace a couple of cables in the case today. So, when you're hooking up a graphics card, it is quote unquote, a bad practice to use the daisy chain ones. Each of those header plugs will pull in 300 watts. Or no, I think it's 250 or 300. But for clean power delivery, you should be using single 8 pins or 6 pins. Are there any graphics cards out there that are still 6 pin? I wouldn't think so. I know everything's moving to 12 volt high power, which is what this card is, but it came with an adapter to adapt it to PCIe 8 pins, and it's running just fine. It is plugged in correctly, because Zotac in their infinite wisdom put an LED on the board that will confirm if the cable's plugged in correctly. And I'm like, that's great. But Nvidia did mess up massively. Because I just got caught up on the news with the melting RTX 5090s. Well, the melting RTX cards in general. Because 5080s were doing it, and so are 5090s. But 5090s are the ones that started to do it first. Now here's the thing. Der Bauer tested his custom 5090, and all he did was take the cooler off and put on a water block. Aside from that, it's a stock Founders Edition PCB. But what he observed through his FLIR camera, his thermal imaging camera, is the cable is coming. The 12 volt high power cable was getting hot on some strands of the cable, which ultimately is such a bad sign. And he put the cable through a power tester, some kind of cable power tester thing, and what he found is that one specific cable was drawing 48 amps when it shouldn't be. The cable itself, that particular strand of cable, was not rated for 48 amps. And the cable itself was also getting up to 170 degrees Celsius after 10 minutes. Which, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to be like, hey, wait a minute, that's not good. That shouldn't be happening. But for the time being, lower end 50 series and 40 series cards should be just fine. So, I may have just gotten off lucky, but point is, today, one of the things I did is I stopped using the full daisy chain connector from a PCIe cable. So I took one of them off and replaced it with another one. So there's now two cables coming from my power supply for PCIe power, which is fantastic in all things considered. So there is that. That's a bit of a story. I had to unscrew the power supply and have it pulled out to plug in the new cable. Or new cable. Yeah. Old cable! Because I did find my power supply box, and it had a bag of cables in it for this power supply, Gen 4. Ow. So essentially, it's cleaner power that's coming to it. That doesn't explain the lower power draw on the card. But speaking of power draw, if I were to do this on my 3070, which I still have for the time being, this would very much be over 200 watts, even overclocked. About 180 watts, and then overclocked about 230. All that for 2070 megahertz on the processor, and then an extra be over 8,000 megahertz on the memory. For context now, this RTX 5070, 2 generations newer, that's literally been out a little over a month. And quite frankly, I've gotten it to boost to 3.1 gigahertz on the GPU side, and it's over 1600 megahertz, or 1600 megahertz on the memory side, or 16,000 megahertz on the memory side. So the fact this card has huge overclocking potential, and it's still not pulling in 200 watts. I was somewhat wrong about this. the 50 series cards. But from my point of view, I don't upgrade my attack every year. I only really upgrade if it's going to be beneficial or if something is genuinely broken. There are a couple of parts on my motherboard that are broken, like the latch for holding in the graphics card, which is no longer there, and I have bent USB 3 headers. Other than that, the motherboard works just fine. And the reason I upgraded from a 5800X is simply down to the fact that my game was kind of freezing and lagging whenever I had another thing open. So I could be playing Forza at not good, at lower settings than this, and then I could be listening to music on YouTube or watching a video, and my game would become a stuttery mess. However, that's not... I kind of thought upgrading the CPU would help out with that. It did not. However, for content creation, 12 cores, 24 threads, it really does help. However, does the general PC gamer need 12 cores, 24 threads? More than likely not. In my case scenario, I thought it would help. It did not. The only real upside to it is this chip is more power efficient, and I've got it boosting a fair bit higher. Well, 150 megahertz higher than the previous one that I had. The funny thing about that is I accidentally broke that chip. So if I somehow break this 5900X, I have to go back to the 2700X. Because that's the only other AM4 chip that I have. Or I could upgrade and go to a 9950X 3D, have a boatload more performance than this. An absolute shedload more actually. And yeah. With all this goddamn foliage, it takes its toll on the graphics card a little bit. Turbo whistles. You know what? All this rambling. Let's do a race real quick. It's time for me to do a race. Let's do a soccer race. We're gonna drive there. We can have a little bit of a natter. But no, from my point of view, I was very much somewhat wrong about the RTX 50 series because I looked at it through the lens of a person who had a 40 series, and I'm like, okay buddy, that's not too much of an uplift over last generation. But then I'm like, okay, I'm on 30 series, what benefit could I have? Or what benefit would I have? And I genuinely did not know. Because when reviewers are doing benchmarks, they're using the best versions of a CPU and motherboard that they have for a testbed to have a unified platform. In my case scenario, I'm on an older platform, which is not being used anymore. So, when it comes down to something like that, you have to fuck around and find out. You really do. So, yeah. Also, I've dropped the settings on my AV1 encoding. I now have access to AV1 encoding, which means I don't need to be streaming at 12,000 kilobits a second for the picture quality to look good. I can do... Right now I'm at 6,000 kilobits a second. So, there's that. What we're going to do, we're going to mess around in Forza Horizon 5. I'm not the best driver, but this game is also really buggy as hell. I'm not buggy, it's just coined badly. And that much is about to become obvious to the general watcher. Once the guys explained about what rubber banding is, and essentially, all the cars in this game, when you drive against them, they have custom tuning profiles put on them to make them faster. And then there's an AI that makes them go from point A to point B. And essentially, they don't give two hoots. They will randomly get faster for no reason. Damn it! I shifted too soon. Hey, how you doing, Ash? Oh, god dang. There we go. Oh, I'm boiling in this room. The neighbors started yapping outside as I had to close the windows. So I have no heat in here. Or I have no air in here. Woo! Doing good. Hell yeah, good to hear it. How's the weather? I hear it's allegedly quite hot over there. I hate that corner so much. Screw safe driving. This is 1, 2, or 3. Let's see how we can do this. God dang it, restart. Oh, I ain't having these guys beat my ass. I didn't know I'd get the faster car in general. I ain't letting a Viper beat me. I'm in a Pontiac Trans Am for crying out loud. No! Stupid checkpoints! One thing I hate about this game are the checkpoints! Ah! I've always hated these checkpoints. It's not how they actually freaking work, but okay, you do you, boo. God damn, I'm not gonna catch up at this rate. Oh, I hate this. Like, it's not even a case of I'm driving bad, because most of that just what. Some of that was actually bad driving, but the rest of it was not half bad, to be honest. Like, goddamn. Fuck your checkpoints! I need a fucking brain check. You need your brain checked if you think those kind of checkpoints are fucking good. It's not the way checkpoints have worked in any of the games outside of Horizon. Because Horizon just took a fucking big shit on what racing is. Yeah, what is that up front? What is that? A Chevy Impala from '96. That's not going that fast. Go back, I was saving clips I made last night from Coda and James and Trevor streaming replaying. Oh, damn! I was passed the hell out, or else I'd have been like, hey, do you want an extra person to play? Because I've got games like that. I've got Lethal Company, Repo. No, I don't have Repo, but I could have went out and got it. Post them in my clips and highlights channel. Hell yeah! I'll take a look at them. Fucking Ford Mustang trying to get past me. Shit, I'm only shifted. So far ahead! Oh my god. Like I said, this game has really bad rubber banding in it. The cars will just shoot ahead for no bloody reason. It's funny ASF. That's Repo's one of those games that's just, it's mixed, but there's a lot of funny things that can come out of it. Bruh, how are you trying to brake check me like this? Get out of my way. I'll knock your ass up. Oh my god. What's the point of giving them rubber banding if they're not going to move fast enough for you to get out of the way? Or for you to pass? God damn it. Look at this nonsense. They should not be going that quick. Their acceleration is too high. Or the torque's too high for that matter. Yeah! So what were you getting at first to break the rubber banding that's on them? That way you get to see the actual performance of the vehicles. And instead of some bullshit that the fucking developers put in to try and make the game harder. Woo! But Repo's a game that you just want to sit there and play with the boys. It's just one of those games that you can whip out and be like, yo, we're gonna do this and then we're gonna have a good time. There's a lot of good things that can come from it. I shifted way too early. I know your computer, I haven't played that game too. Oh, damn. But I didn't know Repo was on Xbox. And across the line. Finally. Maybe computer, I'll play that game too. Yeah, I would. If you want to stream it, I think getting a computer is the best option. What the hell came a second? A Viper? Oh no! What the fuck is this? And I sent a 300? I don't want this. Get that out of here. That is not a car. That's a child's toy, that is. You want a real car? You go for the classics. This is a real car right here. If I can donate it properly. I do have other muscle cars, they're just not as good as this. Not by a long shot. Actually, where's my house? Where's my nearest house? Oh. Nothing better than a Trans Am that can go past 200. Oh, favorite thing to do in that game. What the fuck was that? What was what? Me trying to do donuts? Ah, just racing. Okay. Let's see what Fords I have. I have a 2018 Mustang. Have I got that tuned yet? No, it says, oh, it's new. It says comments. They're both A class. Oh, I've got a pink Shelby GT500. Sweet. Ooh, wait a minute. I have a few personally tuned Cobras. Oh, that's a little 1950s BMW. A little mini compact car. Oh, you know what? We will grab the DeLorean from Back to the Future real quick. I actually want to make a little tune to this. Wait, what do I have it already? Only sports tires. We need slicks on this bad boy. This car does not handle well in the slightest. It needs everything for it to actually handle correctly. So I purposefully made it all-wheel drive. It loses power, but it's not spinning out like a fucking spastic with fucking safety scissors. So the analogy is wild. I mean, I do have a racing turbo in here already. Racing pistons, what am I going to split? What have I done to this car that I haven't done already? Oh my god. Okay, this car's fully modified right off the bat. Aside from tires. For whatever reason, I didn't put better tires on it. I don't know why I didn't. Oh yeah, that car's ugly as hell. It's... Yeah, look at me glowing and everything. Wait, did I remember to keep the stock transmission in this? Or is it a fucking nonsense 7-speed? No, it's a 6-speed. Why are we so slow in gear 60? Wait, is that our max? Because we are hitting over 7,000 RPM. Whoop. That's our limit, Jesus. My favorite thing to do currently is just to roam around in Forza. Because, in all honesty, the main racing mechanic of it is just broken. To the point that it's no longer fun to race in this game unless you're playing it online. And I don't play this game online. Why are we so high for brakes? Yeah, like I said, this game is broken. Still, in terms of the rubber banding and all that. It is not a good experience to do single player racing in this game. And they've made it so bad that it's actually a better idea for you to race against others online. That is one of the main points of this. But maybe my acceleration should be up a little higher. You know what? Let's change that real quick. Yeah, let's go back in here, change our acceleration to a little bit better. Yeah, that should be alright. What if we engine swap this? How much of a beast do you think this car would be with an engine swap? Wait, we can find out, we can find out, we can find out. Yeah, let's make a super fast DeLorean just for the hell of it. We'll have to reinstall everything though. Ooh, wait a minute. Okay. Twin turbo V8. Our driveline, gearbox, and all that are staying the same. It's just the engine component. Never mind. The engine components are just down at the turbo. Okay. We're up to 1,750 brake horsepower to this car. God rest our soul. We need to give ourselves some room so we can actually tune this thing. Oh God. A simple touch on the accelerator just hits the rev limiter. That's a lot of power. Okay. I can get really nerdy with all this kind of stuff. Wow, okay. That's There we go, that's what we want to see. Oh my God! Oh, there's no way. Okay, that's on me, that's on me, that's on me. I'm not used to driving that fast. Let's get some practice in. Jesus Christ. It just pulls away from you. Sorry, I have to concentrate a little bit extra hard. Jesus. Woo! It's an entirely different experience to drive a car like this in the game with such a beast of an engine. But also that, there's so much power going to the wheels, I keep losing traction. Ah, there's a stretch of road we can go to, and it's really wild. Let's go to that actually. There's an entire stretch of road. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. We could just bust down this entire straight here. We have that to mess with. Alternatively, we could just piss off to the Hot Wheels track and fiddle with that. That's an experience in its own right. Oh boy. Make sure I'm in the right direction. I'm in the right direction. I'm gonna crank the sound on this a little bit more, so people can have a better chance to hear this engine. I'll take my left. Let's open her up. Let's see what she can really do here. I wonder what the closest I can get to 300 is. Can you imagine what it must be like to go at those kind of speeds? Oh. We still have a lot of ways to go with this. Can we go faster? 260. $269. How close can we get to 300? Never mind. Yeah, we're not getting to 300. I wish we could though. That'd be fun. A 300-mile-per-hour DeLorean. God damn it. Now I wonder which of the three cars can go the fastest. Because they're by far not the same. Ooh, a ramp! Okay, 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 ramp time, ramp time, ramp time, ramp time. 63 mile an hour for gear 1. Okay, okay, we're gonna go back here. And we're gonna launch the DeLorean into space. Not gonna lie, I kind of thought it would have went a little bit less than that, but... Got that. Wait, should, okay, chat, should we go to the Hot Wheels track? With this car in particular. Alright, 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 let's go. Hot Wheels it is. I'll just let... Oh, there we go. It helps if I actually tell it to go to the Hot Wheels track. If y'all haven't seen the Hot Wheels track in this, it is insanity. Oh yeah, we can fall in the lava. It doesn't damage us; it just kicks us back on track again. Unfortunately, it is taking a while to load this, and it always has done. So there's nothing wrong with the game. I never thought I'd be back here, but hey, it's the best way to test fast cars because it's a literal Hot Wheels island above Mexico. I mean, there isn't actually one above Mexico. That'd be fun.
Welcome.
There we go. Let's go. All right, let's have an adventure. Yeah, you get no traction on these pieces of plastic either, so keep that in mind. Ha! This doesn't help with the stability issues this car has. Oh wait, I didn't put a roll cage in this car. God damn it. I kind of want to see what would happen if I put drag tires on this. God damn. Ah! I love this track, but I'm so unstable on it. Damn it, I forgot my button, I forgot my button! Woohoo! I'm being held down by gravity. This looks so good at night as well. Holy crap. But this car has so much pull on it that I just can't drive this on this track. And the little thing in front of me is distracting as hell. One thing I want to go back to is the loop-de-loop, because there's a massive loop-de-loop on this track, somewhere. Because of how big this track is overall, I don't know, it's not easy to see. I'm guessing over there. Am I any close to this fucking loop yet? There's a ring of fire. Let's go right. I mean, I meant to put my brakes on, although my brakes were on. We are actually just driving on plastic. That's why I have no goddamn traction here. On our side. My car was actually falling down. I didn't think that would happen. Whoa. God damn it, I'm bringing up my Night Rider car. This is just too unstable for me. Okay, now we're back on stable line again. Jesus. Okay, Night Rider car, let's go. This is a much more stable car, although I'm pretty sure I still won't have nearly as much traction as I should have. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is much better. Kind of. I didn't see that one coming. Motherfucking drift zone? You got it. It's a bit of a shit drift, but it'll do. God damn. Okay, okay. We don't have nearly as much acceleration power as the DeLorean did, but we don't need that. We just need a set of working brakes and tires. Because we don't have as much acceleration or torque as the DeLorean did, it means we're not going to be as unstable. You know what I mean? Oh my god, there's a loop over there. I want it. I want it! I want to give it the old hiya! I am not doing that on a tube again. Oh fuck, there's a big loop. Let's go. That's ours. Yeah! Damn it! Oh, the snow here. I don't recall there ever being a snow park. Huh. You know what? Let's make things a little bit less balanced and pop into Super Pursuit mode. Let's go back to here. We'll fast travel here, and then we'll put on our Super Pursuit mode body kit and give Kit a little more power. That's one of the things that come with the Universal Studios pack. Bazinga! I'm still all-wheel drive, I still have my turbo. I could have engine swapped. I'm not going to. Oh wait, our performance index dropped down. Ooh, we can do some things. I hope. Oh, we have a lot extra power now. Okay, okay. We're at 902 brake horsepower, which is a far cry from the 1,700 of the modified DeLorean. Oh boy. Oh, I forgot about the e-brake. That's from the series. There's an e-brake that gets applied and just opens up, which is just insane. God, this is so cool. Let's do a picture. What the hell? Yeah, that's not supposed to be there, but okay. Yeah, let's take off my... No, I meant to take off my overlay first, you ding dong. There we are. That is great. Not the best of me dropping kit. Still do. Well, at least I saved that one. God, this is freaking cool. Because I'm experiencing such downforce on this particular piece of track, lowers my speed. Let's give him a bit of a retune, and let's have a race. Let's do a bit more downforce here, make the springs a little weaker. Alright, we should be Gucci. There should be some races on the map happening. Sure, let's go. I kind of wonder how my other DeLoreans would fare on this track. Yeah, fuck this drifting. So many events. I was so distracted by the water slide I forgot my event. Right here. We can only do these ones solo. So we have to keep that one in mind.
She's always wanted to see what this thing could do on this scale. So for that, I think we need to take it surfing. For your next qualifier, you'll need to prove you can take on the water flumes at high speed.
I've already done these. I've done these years ago. I literally done these a couple of years back.
Hit it! Remember, surfing is all about balance. First flume coming right up. Let me put the window up. Keep going, keep going. Okay, first flume down. Need to take on a few more before I can sign you up for the next rank. Go, go, go.
I didn't realize that one had to be gear 2.
Head straight on here. We'll take the speed boost to the top and skip the queue. Okay, next flume coming right up. Remember,
your mom is a flume.
With the water, not against it. In Spanish. Head to the ravine. We're almost there now.
Yeah, there we go.
That was amazing. Looks like you're going back.
But no, that's not the race I wanted to do.
And you can keep the Diora.
This car doesn't actually exist. If you hadn't realized this. This is from Hot Wheels Highway 35, the old CG TV show from like 2000. I didn't mean to do that. It's the one next to it. This is what I wanted to do. Oh, we could do it with an Impreza. I could do it with the anime girl El Camino. Oh, the Nova Super Sport. This is very unbalanced. Wait. My dodge that I made up. There we go. The Challenger RT. We're not using kit for this. We're using the Challenger. We got Venom on the sides. We got an anime chick on the back, and it's in the traditional freaking green speckled paint that Hot Wheels cars have. I kind of want one of these. Oh, and it's got Kirby on the hood. I like me a Challenger. I grew up a DeLorean and Dodge kid. That's for bloody sure. Even though my first racing game was on the Mega Drive / Sega Genesis, which was Lotus Turbo Challenge, I grew up wanting a Dodge all my life. So here we are. I'm being left in the W up state. A-Class 800. Brother! I swear to God. I'm gonna make you kick rocks if you don't get in my way. Why did I lose power? Am I driving an automatic? Jesus. But this is a 2-lap race. We're not even done with 1 lap yet. No, you don't, bitch. You don't get past me. I think it's safe to say I need to fine-tune this a bit more. I still don't get why it's going so goddamn slow. Shouldn't be, it's got the torque for it. Son of a bitch, I'll take the... Fuck this. Fuck this race. Anyway, how's chat doing? Whoa! Whoa, why'd you put me back here? You son of a bitch. Question is, why the hell were some of my gears so blah? No, we're actually not able to get faster gears like that, no. I mean, we could, as far as this car is concerned, at A-Class 800, we can't do more than 163. We can max the rev limit at 169, but that's it. If I wanted to, if I had the opportunity to... Oh, there's a new race here. Nice. Oh, USA S2 class. Fuck that noise. Fuck that noise. If I had the opportunity to, I would actually make it go a little bit faster. Because this is a track you definitely need torque for. This car has it to a degree, but it doesn't have enough oomph in the tank for what I'm after. Because the thing is, right, this car can have all the torque on the planet, but if it doesn't have a good enough top speed, you get nowhere. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few changes and then try and put some more torque in this car's belly. Because if I remember correctly, I've put on weight reduction. Oh yeah, there we go. We can lower that. What else have I put on here? Change the tire compound to sport, and then we can add some more torque via things like carburetor and all that. But we've already done that. However, I want to do a few things like this. Let's make the car a wee bit more balanced. Ooh, we got turbo. So overall, wow, Jesus Christ. I mean, if I didn't put the turbo on, we could have put an extra stage of weight reduction on and kept the weight down. I'm getting some interesting experiences here. Where's this guy from? Oh, he's driving an off-roader. I'm not an off-roader, an off-roader. Let's do this one. No, wait, no, I don't want to do that in the recommended car. I want to do it in my car. It's my car or no car. Wait, is there a specific thing? Oh, it's meant to be S1 class? Go suck a cock. I don't want to do... Wait, that's a sprint? Okay. Yeah, what can we get from this? So we're not able to exceed correctly 184. So what's the bloody point? Well, whatever. We haven't done any kind of engine swapping either, so that's kind of interesting. Oh, ace! Let's go. So we're going to try something a little bit different with this car. I just wanted to give it all the grippy bells and whistles before assuming that it can't do much of anything. Alright, let's do it. Give me my car! Fucking A-class. If I take away the turbo, I could have gotten either better tires or more weight reduction. I would have taken the weight reduction. It would have helped a fair amount. But goddamn, it's hard to disagree that the computer is handling this like a goddamn champ. Ooh, that's Shelby though. There we are. We'll do this. Oh! These upgrades really worked out. That was all just a bloody show off. I know after this we're going to grab the Back to the Future Part 3 DeLorean and we're going to fiddle with it a little bit. And just see how bad it can be on this track. God damn. Look at that car. God damn. Okay. So, everything here, just so new people know, everything here has been run on RTX an RTX 5070. So that includes my NVIDIA broadcast that's going on, which is cutting out me. It's using the RT course to cut me out of my background and plot me here. So that's being done. The stream is also being done with AV1, so the graphics card's being hit even more. And it's handling Forza at full tilt. Oh, there's an exclamation mark next to it. Oh. This car is below B class and may have difficulty navigating the Hot Wheels part. Do you wish to continue? Yes. Now you know it's bad when the game's like, hey, wait a minute. Your car's not fast enough for this. Be careful. Don't you worry, boo. I got this. I got this. We will be able to do just fine. Until we inevitably hit a loop-de-loop and then I fall off of it. Woo! Wait a minute. That's a look and a half. I love that. I love that. But the real question is, chat, do you think this DeLorean can actually handle a loop-de-loop? I really want to find out. Keep it in mind, this is the Part 3 car with the white wall tires. These tires have no grip on them. God, I want that loop-de-loop is right there. Why can I not have? Oh wait a minute, we can. Let's find out. Oh, you're pooping right on it. Okay. Fortunately for us, we will need some speed before we attempt this loop-de-loop over here. Oh my god. I can't believe we're trying this. I can't believe we're trying this! Woo! let's go! She can do one! What about that big one? Can we do the big one? Oh, there's another big one here. You know what? We should find a C-class race and give that a try. Not gonna lie though, this turbo is actually carrying the car. Can I get 3 cheers for this car actually being a champ for once? Unfortunately, we lose power very quick. Sad. Wait, is this a jump? Is this a jump? Oh! Okay, you absolute champion. Nah, this car's a little champion for this. There ain't no way. There's literally just no way. I didn't expect this. I honestly thought that the car would have been a little too weak for doing loop loops and all that. But it is performing. I don't know if I want to make the car faster or not. I do wonder though. I do wonder. I've forgotten this because I haven't. This is the optimal config for me and this DeLorean. From a racing standpoint. Like I could happily drive this car very carefully. But from my point of view, from my experience and all that, this is the right kind of thing that I want. Like, yeah, I would like a bit more grip, but then I'd have to get rid of the white wall tires. God, do these tires have to look good. Now look at these things. Ah, it's just an incredible sight now. I think if I wanted to. If I wanted to, I could make this at most a B class. A run-of-the-mill B class that can just push forward. Like obviously, yeah, I'd have to figure out how to keep it more stable. Because of the tire treads and the quality of the tires that are on it, it is next to impossible to make this car go fast to keep it stable. So, let's head on back. Oh my god, it's so warm in here and I'm very tired. So let's tinker with it a little bit and see if there's any decent modifications that we can do to it. Do we want a roll cage though? Yeah, let's do that. What more can we add? Can do this. There is not much else we can do on this engine. Like, we've got our cams and our valves and all that installed. We are good, I think. Because we've got extra thick tires installed. Yeah, we're at 386 horsepower. We're B class 661. The car's lighter and has more power to it. I don't know what that'll do for braking. If it helps, it helps. Oh, wow. This actually isn't terrible. I mean, for me to test this properly, we'd have to be back in Mexico. So I don't see any harm in that. You know what? Let's go back to Mexico. Mexico. So if we do that, then we can test this out properly. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. I don't know the next time when I'll be doing more Forza Horizon 5. So keep that in mind. Forza Horizon 5 used to be regular here. Forza Horizon 5 used to be regular as hell here.
Welcome back, Peter.
But tonight is just basically be for testing. I wonder how much I can get away with in terms of like overclocking. We're doing pretty well right now on the GPU side of things. Because I am making this card run faster than the stock itself. Oh, we're giving it a little bit more rigidity. I might have spun out. Trying to listen to the turbo whine. Turbo whine is such a nice sound to hear. If you can, I think Hellcats either use turbos or superchargers. So we have made this somewhat usable, to be honest. Imagine it being that wet, huh? Alright, I'm gonna try overclocking this a little bit more. So we're currently plus 250 on a core and 2000 on a memory. Let's do 275. And see if the game spazzes out any. Shockingly, it's not. It is dropping clocks, but it will hit that. God dang it. Ooh. It is struggling to do that extra little bit. Ah, my goodness. Or not, it's not struggling, like. Can we do this? Wait, it's not let me go. Wait, it's not let me go higher than that for memory. That's insane. We have it cranked to 2000. We can actually do more. It feels like we could do more anyway. But no, this is as stable as we'll probably ever have it. Forza and his dodgy ass physics. This is fine. This is supposed to happen. But no, we really haven't done much in the way of races tonight, which is fine with me. That moment when your car tries to be a woodpecker. But no, I think this is overall tonight has been pretty fun. To a degree. I'm gonna take these earbuds out real quick because we're just finishing up. Oh, I've had these in for too long. But oh, the point of tonight was to test out the new stuff, the new setup and all that. So the new graphics card, seeing what it handles under my preferred load. Like I said, tech reviewers are like, okay, we're gonna pair this graphics card that just came out with our highest end CPU and get the best out of it. And these are the numbers. But what I have here, or what I've wanted to know is how would that particular card handle under a load specific to me or a content creator? And as it turns out, it is handling this like a gem. We have had very few stutters, and keeping in mind, it's not an easy. This is not an easy load. My previous card struggled with this somewhat. My old card, the RTX 3070, it is still one hell of a good card. But for me to stream this at a constant 60 plus FPS, I would have had to have turned a few settings down. Turned down a couple of settings on my stream. And that's it. It wouldn't be too dissimilar from what we have now. So environment would be down to low. Environment physics would be a low, and then one or two other things would be a low, but not much. And I'd still get around 80 to 90 FPS. Or 80 to 85 FPS. That's under load. That is with NVIDIA broadcast going, using up the GPU to give me a virtual green screen, and also my stream. But no, I'm hitting it with an even harder load because this game is running full tilt. All the settings are cranked. I'm using a harder to run video encoder called AV1, which means I can still produce high quality footage without using up a boatload of bandwidth. You don't need NASA frickin' internet to watch my streams. It gets compressed with AV1 and meant to look good at lower bit rates. So there we go. I'm going to watch this stream back once it's done and see how it looks. Because from yesterday's stream looked great. So I'm going to watch this one back because I've reduced the settings a little bit more so that more people can watch without buffering and stuff like that. And it's also easier on YouTube servers. But no, we've had an FPS ranging from 117 to 130 during this entire stream. I couldn't tell you an average. In my case scenario, with overclocked RAM, with overclocked Ryzen 5900X, And an overclocked RTX 5070 with these numbers you're seeing right above me. Yeah. That would be the best case scenario for me. It is handling so much more. I'm going to put these fans photo real quick. My case is the Lian Li Landcool 2 Mesh. It's got built-in fans everywhere. Even if they weren't spinning as high as they were, the graphics card would be sitting around 55 degrees anyway. Keeping in mind, this is over 100 FPS. This is fine. This card is running cooler than my 3070 by a fair amount. It runs quieter, surprisingly. And it uses less power. Those power figures up there, 187 watts. If I was running on the RTX 3070, that would be about 230 watts, give or take. The reason people hate the RTX 5000 series, aside from melting connectors, is the fact it's not really that much of an uplift over the previous generation. I can see that. But for me personally, if I don't want to spend $900 on an RTX 4070 Super, you get this. I've not had any issues with it yet. What does an RTX 4070 Super go for? Because I paid around the same amount of money for this card as I did for my 3070 back when I got it on release day in 2020. PC components, NVIDIA graphics cards. So people compared it to a 4070 Super or 4070 Ti. That's a 3050. What are you doing with that? Or 4070 Super, I think. Yeah. People have compared it to a 4070 Super. That's a 600 quid graphics card. At least the ones I'm looking at are 600. Other brands are set between 700 and 800. So for a card to perform 5 to 6% better and cost less than the previous generation, for me specifically, or someone who's in my position, who's on older hardware that isn't 40 series, that is a great value. That is genuinely a great value. However, if you were currently on 40 series and you wanted to upgrade, there isn't much of a point. Unless your workload demands that you have more CUDA cores, more RT cores. Ray tracing cores and CUDA cores. CUDA cores is what freaking your workload goes through. Makes things happen. The more the better. But my point is, if you're someone who's on like a 1080 or a 20 series or 30 series, if you upgrade to 50 series, it is cheap to do so. 40 series is overpriced for what it offers. 50 series, at least the 5070 and 5070 Ti, are not really overpriced for what they offer. If you have $800 and you want to spend that on a 5070 Ti, go for it. If you're upgrading from like a 30 series or a 20 series or whatever. If you're trying to upgrade from an RTX 4000 graphics card, don't bother. Unless you're on a 4090 and want a 5090, that's the only upgrade you should consider. But no, this has been a great little stream. What are we doing tomorrow? I believe we're doing something decent tomorrow. Let me see. God damn it. I'm being cursed. Anyway, tomorrow night. I got distracted. I got distracted by some degeneracy happening. Tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tokyo Extreme Racer. A game that has surprisingly hit my PC so much harder than Forza ever did. When I last streamed it, 1080p, max settings, under stream load conditions, I was hitting about 45 to 50 FPS on average on my 3070. So more testing continues tomorrow. Tokyo Extreme Racer is unoptimized to hell and back. It's a game that looks somewhat worse than this, but it also performs so much worse. And if you're not familiar with Tokyo Extreme Racer, it is an expressway racing game set in Tokyo. You drive around Tokyo's expressways, you challenge civilians, regular people, and you can challenge other street racers to point-to-point races. If you stay ahead long enough, you just win. There's no end to it until you run out of HP. So once you get a certain distance ahead of your opponent, their HP bar depletes. And once you're far along, once the HP bar hits 0, you just win the race. So there we go. That's what we're doing tomorrow night. Now, I already know that without stream load, without broadcast, without the AV1 encoding, without OBS running and all that, just strictly YouTube on Opera GX with Tokyo Extreme Racer running, I'm around 1080, 120 FPS on average. But what about stream load? What happens when I load up more on my graphics card? Because all of this stream is being encoded with my graphics card. So there's 3 lots happening. Running OBS, running AV1 encoding, and running this game. That's all happening through my graphics card. All while doing NVIDIA broadcast. It's an insane powerhouse. But no, like I said, if you're trying to upgrade from RTX 20 series or 30 series, your best bet, your best money for value is the 50 series. If you're on a 2060 or a 3060 or a 3070 or a 2070 or whatever, anything in the 20 range, upgrade to 5070. Because keep it in mind, 2080 Ti is the equivalent of the RTX 3070 mid-range to low-range card in this day and age. So if you anything in the RTX 20 series, just upgrade to 5070. If you're on a 30, 50, 60 or 70, upgrade to 5070. It's well worth it. Just do not upgrade from the 40 series to the 50 series. You'll just be in for a bit of a miserable time, because then you've wasted money. Because the uplift from that generation to the new one isn't all that good. But the value for money from an older generation before 40 series to the new one is well worth it, in my opinion. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough. If you've enjoyed yourself, like, comment, subscribe, share. This has been GTA Raj. Come back tomorrow for some more racing action in the streets of Tokyo. We will be taking on some underground racers, civilians in taxicabs, and so much more with Tokyo Extreme Racer. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe, take care, and bye.